Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Tell me about how Neil approached you to help write this film.
Well, we had written the previous 3 films together, scripts that were either in the development phase or they were being pitched to producers, because I'd worked with him on 2 films before. So it was after those 2 films, I should say, that we just banged out about 3 scripts in a row. And then he approached me January of 2023, and he said, I've got an idea. He'd mentioned it to me before. He said, I have an idea for that. You remember that film I told you about? I said, yeah, the rodeo movie, yeah. He said, I think we have a lot of traction with that. And he said, I think I can get it to John Avnet, and I think Angel Studios could possibly do it. And that's, if you're a writer, that's all you need is just hope. So I was like, okay. And, but more than anything, I loved the characters that he had, and I loved his story that he had, and it was beautiful. And so I being born and still to this day live in Texas, I was able to, have a voice for some of those guys, in the film. And then John came in and did his magic to it and peeled back more layers and added so much stuff to it and just made it a John Avnet movie. I couldn't have been more happy. So
awesome. So what were your challenges and what did you learn from this one?
Well, my challenges are relatively easy, as you know. I'm a writer on this, so my challenge was like get my butt up at 8 and write some pages. That's about it. That's the extent of my challenges on that. Mostly, it was making sure it was. I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with you. It was intimidating because John Avnet's. I've loved his films. One of my favorite movies in the 1990s was Red Corner with Richard Gere. I thought it was a beautiful movie, up close and personal. He produced all the Mighty Ducks, of course, but Fried Green Tomatoes is something I watched all the time, and it's intimidating. So for me, that was a big obstacle, was to get past that, working with him and Neil, of course. Neil is kind of a perfectionist, and so when he says, "Hey, are you going to write so many pages because we got to get it to so and so?" I have to do that, and with him, and we have to make sure we're simpatico. And what I learned from the movie was, like I said, I live in the indie world scene, so stuff that I've done, $1 million to $2 million films, and this one's a little bit bigger, and I learned that there's the same issues with the both. You can have the exact same issues that plague you with $1 million movie will plague you with a $10 million movie. It's all the same. So I don't know about the ones bigger than that, but I realized, I was like, wow, it kind of felt like home. I was like, we're having the same issues, except I didn't have to deal with it because I'm not making it. So that was it.
That's awesome. Thank you for talking to me today.